We are standing in front of this abandoned hospital from World War II. The building has been here for decades, but it seems it has never really been forgotten. The air around it feels heavy, dense, oppressive. The silence is so deep that you can feel every rustle of your own breath. Everything looks still, yet something invisible makes the place feel alive. During the war, thousands of people passed through here. Wounded soldiers, people in immense pain, and many of them never left. There are no visible traces today, no beds, no medical equipment, nothing remains. But if you stay long enough and listen, you can feel the past. It's as if the walls still hold the echoes of fear and suffering. Locals avoid the area, especially at night. They say you can hear footsteps in the hallways, almost unintelligible whispers, and strange lights that appear and disappear without reason. It's not something you can explain rationally. It's a subtle presence, felt more than seen. Look at the facade of the building. The broken, dark windows resemble empty eyes watching you. The cracked walls, covered in mold and peeling paint, tell the story of a place that has witnessed suffering, pain, and unimaginable events. Every detail carries a strange energy. The place seems to breathe, as if aware of being observed. Even from the outside, the tension is palpable. The building is massive, but each corner, each crack seems to have an untold story. You can feel the past lingering between the walls, invisible yet present. Sometimes, if you watch closely, it seems as if the shadows move in response to your presence. Around it, nature has begun to reclaim the space. Tall grass, trees brushing against the walls, and the wind blowing through the broken windows create a strange atmosphere. The sounds of nature feel familiar, but here they seem warped, darkened. The echo of the wind sounds almost like whispers. If you stand for a few moments and listen, you can hear subtle noises, creaks in the structure, a falling stone, old wires shifting in the breeze. There is no one here, yet each sound seems intentional. Each rustle evokes memories of those who passed through this place long ago. Think about the people who were here. Wounded soldiers, exhausted doctors, staff trying desperately to save lives. They all went through this place with fear and hope, yet not everyone survived. And you can still feel it. Even now, decades later, the place carries a part of their suffering. And yet there is a strange beauty here. Not classical beauty, not architectural, but the beauty of mystery. A place that draws you in while warning you not to go too close. Looking at this hospital from the front, you realize it's not just a building. It is a living memory of the past, a silent witness to suffering. Maybe there are no real ghosts, maybe nothing paranormal occurs, but its energy, its atmosphere, makes you feel that something is there, even if you can't see. It is a place that attracts and repels at the same time. Empty, yet full. Full of history, full of memories, full of something you cannot define. Something that makes you feel you are not completely alone. Even if we never go inside, just standing here, feeling the air, listening to the silence, watching the shadows. It is enough to sense the weight of the past. It is a place that makes you wonder what happened here, what the people who passed these walls saw and felt, and why, after so many years, you can still sense a presence. This hospital, even empty, even abandoned, shouldn't feel like this, and that is exactly what makes it fascinating and terrifying. Even from a distance, you can feel how enormous the building is. The front stretches wide, while its sides disappear into the shadows of trees and ruins. This is the kind of place that makes you feel small, as if the past itself is watching you. Look at the details. Peeling plaster, broken windows, rusted, metal frames. Every element tells a story. These are not just signs of abandonment. They are scars of time and of the suffering that took place here. The wind passing through the building creates strange sounds. Sometimes it's just the echo of a tree moving. Other times, it's hard to say. The sounds mix, becoming like whispers that make no sense, yet you instinctively recognize them as human. Even the ground around it is full of stories. The tall grass, fallen stones, dry leaves, they are all silent witnesses. But there is something in the air, something undefinable, that makes everything feel more alive than it should. If you stand for a few moments and watch, it feels as if the walls are breathing slowly, as if they remember every scream, every step, every whisper that has taken place here. And even if no one can hear them, their energy remains. You may wonder why we're not going inside. The reason is simple. This place doesn't need people to be frightening. Even empty, it tells you everything you need to know. There is a subtle tension that grows the longer you stand. A tension you feel in your stomach, your skin, your breath. Looking at this hospital, you can't help but think about the people who were here. Wounded soldiers, exhausted doctors, staff trying desperately to save lives, and not all of them made it. And you can feel that. Even now, after decades, the place retains a part of their suffering. And yet, there is a strange kind of beauty here. Not classical beauty, not architectural beauty, but the beauty of mystery. A place that draws you in while warning you to stay back. And looking at it from the front, you realize that this hospital is not just a building. It is a living story of those who were here, a silent witness to pain and courage and fear. You don't need to see anything to feel it. It is a place that stays with you, makes you wonder what happened here, what those who walked these walls felt, and why, even after all these years, you can still sense the past. Even if we step away and look back, the image remains. Broken windows, peeling walls, the heavy atmosphere, everything stays in your mind and seems to continue whispering untold stories. This hospital, even empty, even abandoned, shouldn't feel like this, and that is exactly what makes it fascinating and terrifying. The longer you stand here, the more the place begins to affect you. At first, it's just curiosity, then it becomes unease, and after a while, it turns into something harder to describe. A quiet pressure, like the space itself is pushing back. There's no movement, no people, no visible activity, yet it never feels empty. The silence here isn't peaceful. It's heavy, layered, as if it's built from everything that once happened inside these walls. This hospital has outlived the war, the people, and the purpose it was built for. What remains is not just concrete and broken glass, but memory, and memory doesn't fade as easily as buildings do. You start noticing small things, how the wind changes direction near the walls, how the temperature feels different the closer you get, how your instincts tell you to stay alert, even though there's nothing to see. Places like this don't need legends to be unsettling. History alone is enough. The knowledge that pain, fear, and desperation once filled this space gives it a weight that never truly disappears. Many abandoned places feel dead. This one doesn't. It feels paused, like something unfinished, like the building is still waiting for something or someone. And standing here, you realize why people talk about it in whispers, why locals avoid it, why no one stays for long. Not because something happens, but because something might. And sometimes that feeling is far worse than actually seeing something with your own eyes. So we don't cross the line. We don't go closer. We don't step inside. Because some places don't need to be explored to be understood. Some places only need to be felt. And this hospital is one of them. Even as we leave, even as the distance grows, the atmosphere follows you. The image stays in your mind. The silence lingers longer than it should. This isn't just an abandoned hospital. It's a reminder that history leaves marks, not just on walls, but on places themselves. And once you've stood here, you don't forget it. If you want to see more places like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. It helps the channel grow, and it lets us come back with the next location.